Massachusetts' wide range of sights and activities is sure to surprise you. The Bay State is a dream for history buffs. After all, the Pilgrims arrived in 1620, and the colonists who lived there were a major factor in the success of the American Revolution. Although known for its natural beauty, the Bay State is also home to a thriving cultural scene in the visual, literary, and performing arts. Massachusetts is rich in history and culture, but the state also offers a wide variety of outdoor activities and modern attractions. Massachusetts is also about relaxing and having fun, whether you're headed to the ski slopes of the western Berkshires or the long white dunes of Cape Cod and Martha's Vineyard. Number 10. Plymouth. In 1620, everything started in Plymouth. At Plymouth Plantation, a living history museum that shows how the Pilgrims lived in 1627, tourists can go back in time. The next part of the trip is a tour of Mayflower II, which is a copy of the ship that brought the Pilgrims to the New World. Or they can be one of the about 1 million people who visit Plymouth Rock every year. This is where the Pilgrims are said to have landed. Travelers can also visit a cranberry farm, see historic homes, or play a round of golf at one of more than a dozen courses. Number 9. The Berkshires. The hilly area of western Massachusetts, called the Berkshires, is home to both nature and art. Most of the hills are less than 1,200 feet, 360 meters high, but a few are taller. There are many hiking trails in the Berkshires, and some of them are even parts of the Appalachian Trail. Bashbish Falls is the highest waterfall in Massachusetts. It is found here. When travelers get tired of hiking, they can go to an art museum, like the Norman Rockwell Museum or the Tanglewood Music Center to see a concert. The Berkshires are where the Boston Symphony Orchestra spends the summer. Number 8. Northampton. Northampton is a beautiful college town in the Pioneer Valley. Its downtown is full of art galleries, restaurants, and unique shops, as well as coffee shops and places to see live performances. Smith College, a well-known college for women, is there. Because of the college students and their professors, the town has a very liberal political vibe. More than 20% of Northampton is open space and greenways, which makes it a pleasure to go for a walk. Two examples of the cultural activities are a lively music scene and an annual film festival. Number 7. Nantucket and Martha's Vineyard. Both Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket, which are south of Cape Cod and easy to get to by ferry, have sandy beaches and a slower pace of life. The island of Nantucket is only 30 miles south of Cape Cod. It is 15 miles long. From 1740 to 1830, more than 125 whaling ships made Nantucket their home port. This made Nantucket the center of the whaling industry around the world. The Nantucket Whaling Museum is full of ship models, scrimshaw, whaling equipment, interesting logbooks, and the skeleton of a 43-foot sperm whale. You can learn more about whaling, whales, and the ships and sailors who hunted from there. On other parts of the island, there are beaches, chic shops and restaurants, and miles of quiet lanes and walking trails. Martha's Vineyard is one of the most peaceful places in Massachusetts. It is only 5 miles from Cape Cod, but it feels like a world away. It has 6 villages and farms, all of which have their own year-round activities. Some of its miles of beaches are under sand bluffs that are beautiful to look at. The charming town of Oak Bluffs still has rows of little gingerbread cottages from the 19th century, which were built when it was a Methodist camp meeting site. Don't miss the historic Flying Horses Carousel either. Number 6. New Bedford. New Bedford is the 6th largest city in Massachusetts. It is known as the Whaling City because it was one of the most interesting whaling cities in the world in the 1800s. The New Bedford Whaling Museum is the biggest museum in the United States about whaling. It has whale skeletons on display. Seaman's Bethel is the chapel that was made famous in Moby Dick. It is right across the street from the museum. Visitors can also see the home of a whaling merchant and museums for art and firefighting gear. The city also has a small town feel to it, with several districts that are important for their history. We aim to bring you the top 10 places to visit in every state. If you like the video so far, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and turn on the notification bell to be notified every time a new video is uploaded. Number 5. Concord. Even though Concord was very important in the fight for independence, it was where the shot heard around the world was fired at North Bridge on April 19, 1775. It is also known for the Transcendentalists. Ralph Waldo Emerson, Louisa May Alcott, and Henry David Thoreau were among the famous writers and thinkers who lived and worked here. Some of their most famous works were written here. You can visit the Alcott's Orchard House, which has been kept exactly as it was when Louisa wrote her semi-autobiographical book, Little Women there. Henry David Thoreau wrote about Walden Pond, which is now part of a 411-acre nature preserve, with a copy of his cabin. The Concord Museum is a great place to learn about Concord's Revolutionary War history and literary legacy. There, you'll find Native American artifacts, Thoreau's snowshoes and furniture, Ralph Waldo Emerson's study, and the original lantern that Paul Revere used to call for help, as well as collections of 17th to 19th century decorative arts and furniture. Number 4. Salem. If you don't mind ghosts and ghouls, you might want to spend Halloween in Salem, which is where the famous witchcraft trials took place when the Puritans ran the city. The whole town of Salem is haunted at that time, but people who come at other times can learn about witches at a museum just for them. Salem was also the setting for the House of the Seven Gables by Nathaniel Hawthorne, which is a historic house worth seeing. Every September, there is Oyster Fest, which is a party for the bivalve. Art shows and plays are popular events that happen all year. Number 3. Cape Cod. Cape Cod is a peninsula in the most eastern part of Massachusetts that looks like an arm. It has become one of the most popular places to go in the summer in Massachusetts. The Cape Cod National Seashore is full of lighthouses, cranberry bogs, beaches where you can swim, and trails for walking and biking. At the very end of the peninsula, in the popular resort town of Provincetown, is where the Pilgrims first landed. Cape Cod is known for its artist colonies and quaint villages. However, it is the Kennedy family's summer home in the village of Hyannis, which is part of the Cape's largest town, Barnstable. It is also a good place to start if you want to get to the islands off the coast of Massachusetts. Number 2. Plum Island. Plum Island is a great place for people who like to be in nature. It's a paradise for people who like to watch birds. Migrating birds stop there, and shorebirds lay their eggs there. The island is connected to the northeastern part of the rest of Massachusetts by a single bridge from Newburyport. Its name comes from the beach plums that grow on the sand dunes. There are a lot of public beaches, and fishing is great from the shore or from a boat. The ecosystem along the coast is fragile, so people can only get to the sand dunes by walking on a boardwalk. On the islands, there are many places to stay, such as bed and breakfasts, inns, and cottages for rent. There are also people who live there all year. Number 1. Boston. Boston has a lot of history. From being one of the oldest cities in the US, it was founded in 1630, to being the site of the most famous Tea Party in the world. By walking the Freedom Trail, people can remember Boston's role in the American Revolution. But the capital of the Commonwealth is about a lot more than just history. Boston is the largest city in New England and the capital and largest city in the state of Massachusetts. It is also home to successful professional sports teams and the Boston Pops Orchestra. Whether people are visiting Paul Revere's house or Fenway Park, this eastern city by the bay is full of cultural activities and great places to eat. And that's all for today. Which of these places would you like to visit next? And if you've already visited some of the places, how was your experience? Let us know in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoy similar stuff, check out my other videos. And if you like it, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. And I'll see you in the next video.